Hey yo, and welcome to the domain. I'm Dusk Cerberus, and today I wanted to talk about the new Final Fantasy XIV raid, Dark Apocalypse. The new 24-man raid was released on October 29th, and Nier Automata fans were like, which got me pretty hyped up for the new content, so I was super excited to try it out. Not knowing too much about the Nier games, I went in pretty blind, and what an experience that was. Aww. No, come on, that wasn't fair. Can you believe that my first run took an hour and 20 minutes to get through? It was like such a test of endurance, and actually more akin to just torture, really. I wanted to cry several times. But apparently I'm just sick in the head, and I just enjoyed my time in the death simulator so much that I queued up again right after. The raid has a very unique atmosphere in comparison to the other content in Final Fantasy XIV, and I loved every minute of it. I found it very refreshing from, the other stuff that's out there. Alright, well, let me just get into it then. The first boss you come across is the Serial Jointed Command Model. That's the robot with the fun, bendy death arms. The attacks are slowly introduced to you one at a time. At first, they're nothing too difficult to handle. It's when they start to overlap where you get into trouble, at least for me anyway. The majority of the mechanics are easy to run out of the way from, so it's not too difficult, you just gotta be paying attention. Well, anyway, except for this BS right here. I still haven't quite figured out how to deal with this. So far I've either just been really lucky or really unlucky, and I'm sure there's some sort of easy way that I'm just missing. Maybe I'm just too focused on healing and not what's going on around me. It's easy, really. You just don't stand in the fire and move whenever it's appropriate. Just be aware of your surroundings. Anyway, it's fun once you get the hang of it. So after the first boss, there's just some trash mobs to get through before you're greeted with Hobbs, the second major battle of the raid. Hobbs? Hobes? Hobbies? The extra E kinda confuses me. I like to think of this section as the blender, because you're placed in a cylindrical room with a bunch of moving metal parts and countless ways to die. I imagine a banana has a similar experience as you add it to your smoothie and press the blend button. The different alliance groups are placed on 3 separate platforms, each with different floor mechanics, like these conveyors you can see below. The room rotates so that you get to experience the other fun death options, not just the ones limited to your single platform. These include a claw thing, some flamethrowers, and a laser? I'm really not entirely sure if that's the full list. It's all just a blur, really. So much suffering. Actually, I really enjoyed this stage. Definitely one of my favorites. Once you get the timings down, there's all sorts of fun to be had. The next section has you go up against the Goliath tank. I think if you're a Nier fan that this is a kind of a fun boss or important boss, I don't know. For me, personally, I find this fight to be kind of boring, but, it was a nice change of pace from, super stressful, I'm gonna die any minute now, and to, I can do this. The mechanics are fairly simple, just don't stand in the AoEs and don't be afraid to use sprint if you have to. Alright, then we have Zone 5, the second to last one, and it really messed me up on my first few runs. But it's so much fun once you get down Engel's attacks. I think that's how you say his name, Engels? Engels, right? Anyway, just pay attention to the big giant can of metal that's in the distance. He's slow and there's time to move. That's all you really have to know. The final encounter has you battling against Android 9S. I feel like I black out for most of this fight because my brain gets all sorts of confused on the mechanics. He shoots lasers, summons tanks, and even does a few airstrikes, which kill me just about every single time. I've seen players do well the entire run and then mess up on the timing on this stage. It's super difficult, at least I feel like it is. So much fun though. I don't know, I guess I kind of like super difficult raids. One day I hope to get the armor skins for this. Until then, I'm just going to have to run through it again and again and again. What's the definition of insanity? Though I am not a fan of Nier Automata, this raid has got me super excited for the next content update. I am also super tempted to try out the game, especially if there's a good sale that comes my way. I want to pick it up and maybe try it out. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you think about the Dark Apocalypse raid. I enjoy it, I think it's fun. Remember, I stream on Twitch most days if you want to catch some of my live content. And also don't forget to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date on when I post stuff or go live. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Dusk Cerberus, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.